Very good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Jane.
A backlog of maintenance needs to be cleared in order to get something fixed. Talk us through what that requires.
At the moment, the biggest problem in Eskom, which is now manifested, and they've known it for a long time, is the coal supply is in complete disarray. The coal yards were designed to take coal straight from the mine into the power stations, and if there's an excess coal, they would then dump it in the coal yard on very high stockpiles. But never ever was it designed that coal is thrown in the ground and on the muck. With the trucks coming in, the trucks just dump it on the ground and they can't pick it up. So what happened, and why we've had so much load shedding, is with the rain coming in, these machines are picking up mud, rocks, stones, and all sorts of rubbish. And that doesn't only stop the boilers, it damages them very seriously. So that's the immediate and most serious problem that they've got to attend to. I'm glad to read in the newspapers that the Chief Operating Officer has identified this and focused the attention on everybody on that problem. I mean, this issue about sabotage, I don't believe that at all. I think it's just distracting and taking attention away from the real problem. Eskom, if they do not fix the coal yards, we are going to be looking at load shedding for a long time to come.
I mean, I was talking about this about a year ago, so they knew that it was dirty.
They've known this for years. It's highly politically charged, and I mean, Brian Molefe did us no favour. He actually compounded the problem. So they've got to fix the coal yards. Otherwise, South Africa is going to be in load shedding for a long time.
Okay, so get the coal yards fixed, but in the meantime, and because of what's been happening, the power utilities have been severely damaged.
Correct.
In order to correct that damage, what's required?
Well, obviously, a lot of the plant and equipment that has now been damaged has to be taken out of service. The damaged components have to be replaced and or repaired, and that takes time. So the maintenance on the plant, the backlog must literally be a few years. I would imagine at least 3, maybe even 5 years to recover the backlog of maintenance. So that's a longer term issue. It's critically important, has to be done. But for the immediate, if they can sort out the coal supply, we can stop damaging the power plants.
Tell us a little bit more, though, about the sort of work that's done, the scanning of the pipe work, the internal sort of audit into the utilities.
Yeah, so maintenance consists of 2 or let's say 3 main components. The first one is the people in the plant have to walk the line, as you correctly say, do the tests, check the pipes, look, feel and listen and make notes of anything that looks suspicious. These notes are sent to the planning office, which is the second part, and the planning office puts this on the schedule so that when that machine goes down, they've got a comprehensive list of work that needs to be done, and they have procured the equipment before the unit comes down, so that when the unit is down, they've got all the spares lined up, they've got all the contractors and technicians and so on. This particular piece of work, the identification, as you correctly pointed out, and the planning has not been what it should be. It's actually well below standard. Then obviously the work needs to be executed according to plan. In many cases, these power plants are scheduled for, let's say, 50 or 60 days shut, and it ends up 100+ days because the spares aren't there. There's damage in the machines which they only identify when the machine comes down. So this is the 3 parts that maintenance consists of. All 3 are in urgent need of attention.
And can it be done in-house? What's the financial impact on Eskom, or is it outsourced?
Eskom still has a lot of competent and capable people, but they need leadership and they need proper management to make sure that this is done. In the case of the identification and testing of pipes and various other things that you also mentioned, that has been neglected. But management can fix that. I think that Eskom still has sufficient quality skills and capabilities, but they need to pick up the game big time. So we're hoping the new CEO will deal with this. He's a very capable man. He's got lots of experience in heavy industry such as Sasol and so on. So, and I'm quite sure his leadership will show positive effects.
All right. So if and when this maintenance starts, what sort of impact on you and me? How long are we going to have load shedding for? What should we prepare for?
I do believe that we should not be having load shedding because of maintenance, for the simple reason that, you know, lots of people talk about capacity or lack thereof. There's more than enough capacity, installed capacity, to satisfy the requirements of the current demand. More than enough. The problem is the reliability of that capacity. I mean, we're running at less than 70% availability. So it means 30 to 40% of the plant at any one point in time is not available for service. And that's causing the problem with space to do maintenance. So the sooner they can deal with the availability, particularly of the bigger plants and the new plants, Medupi and Kusile, the quicker we can create that space. And then we've got to do those three things that I mentioned. We've got to walk the line, do the tests, do proper planning, and execute the work first time, every time.
Good to get your expertise, Mike Rousseau.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
Jane.